Hey. Hey. No start screen today. No start screen today because I'm late by 1 minute, 2 minutes. Whew. Hello chat. Hello, how are we doing on this fine Tuesday? How are we doing? Let me explain why I was late by an entire 120 seconds. So I went out to eat, right? I was like, okay, when I eat at home, sometimes we go over 2 p.m. So specifically to not be late, I'm gonna go eat outside. I go to the sushi place that I always go to, and it's closed for some reason. It's never closed. It's never closed, the sushi place. But today it was closed. So I had to walk all the way to fucking Narnia, somewhere else, to go to a pizza place. Why is the chat not showing up? Why is the chat not showing? I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. Eventually chat is gonna show up. Let me make a post in my Discord server, which you should join if you haven't yet. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little winded. What are you guys saying? You're saying I was promised the stream open the gates? What does that mean? What does that mean? I've been live for 2 minutes. So stop being so meta. I'm sorry, but I can't really stop. Why are you guys acting like the stream just started? I've been live for 3 minutes. Hello SUPAH, love your vids here, just passing by. Keep up the good Gummy vibe and treat my waifu good or I will come to find you. Who's your waifu? Dries Belkiria. Who's your waifu? I'll make sure to note that down. Still no Mandragora, my life is so over. I know, Acro, you've been waiting for Mandragora for so long. Unfortunately, it's not gonna happen, you know? Unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. I explained Armendra, no ducks because I was late. Because I was late, so I was like, you know, I'm already late. What the fuck is the point of a start screen? Oh, Lapland. Don't worry. Lapland Alter is like actually meta, Lapland Alter, so I have no reason to shit on her because she's actually good. It's not gonna happen, says SUPAH, as a Mandragora-shaped silhouette appears in the next operator reveal. No, it's more like, no, it's never gonna happen anyway. And then, like, I walk away with a suspiciously Mandragora-shaped belly. You know? Or it's like that meme, we're all out of Mandragoras and my throat is like shaped like Mandragora. Go see Dr. Pitanger's community post. Okay. What did the Pitanger post? Let me see. Oh, I got pinged in it. Initially, I wanted to make a top 10 worst operators in iOS, but then the freaking Italian man decided to make a top 8 of each worst operator for each class. Not really the same thing, but worse. But close. Therefore, I'll ask you something I've never asked before. Do you want a video of me reacting to it? I'm gonna comment it. Yes, I want that. I'm gonna comment that, yes, I do want that. I feel so bad that he wanted to make a video, but I made it before. You know, it happened to me before. I wanted to make a video like, yeah, the top 5 meta operators that fell off. But then another guy named the Omniblade made it before me. And that was such a bummer. I mean, I made it anyway. I made it anyways. But yeah, that was a bummer. You know, I don't want to be a menace to Arknights society, YouTube user justcloud __. At the start of 2026, I want to make a follow-up to that great Arknights creators you aren't watching video. You know, you guys remember that video? The one where I shouted out a bunch of other Arknights creators. I want to make a follow-up to that with more creators at the start of 2026. So there's that to look forward to. Do you still consider Walter the top 10 unit? That's a good question. Because now she's actually contested by 2 operators. She's contested by Tragodia and Exialter. Tragodia is the easiest to rule out, but the competition with Exia is really close. I'll think about it, because I have to make the top 10 video, right? I'm gonna make the top 10 video before the Exialter banner comes out, so I'll have to think about that. How good is Tragodia? He's really good. He's really good. Tragodia. So what is important? Have you fought Omega on MH Wilds yet? I have fought Omega. I don't like how they made him. I don't like that basically they force you to play multiplayer or to use support hunters. I don't like that. Let me play alone. I want to play on my own. Let me fucking play alone. Why do I have to tag along with 3 bastards that don't know how to play the game? Let me play on my own. Why is my audio so low? I can raise it if you want to. There you go. What is your main weapon? It's longsword and heavy bowgun. For Omega in particular, I've been having a lot of success with the heavy bowgun. I think that by herself, Wishadel is better, but Exia has a lot of absurd potential with an already big power herself. More melee heli drops will just make her better. Yeah, that's the thing, right? By herself, Wishadel is better. The issue is that operators don't exist in a vacuum, right? Judging operators in a vacuum is kind of inherently wrong most of the time. Because they're just not in a vacuum. So yeah, at least for now, I would think they're like perfectly tied. Maybe Exia squeaks it out. Maybe Exia is like slightly better. Maybe Exia is slightly better. Dofr didn't come home. How do I cope, Supa? Well, you kill yourself. That's what you do. I'm sorry, man. Any news on Wan Qing Alter? Yes, actually. Actually, yes. Completely unironically, there's been a leak for Wan Qing Alter in year 18 anniversary. So wait, wait for that. Year 18 anniversary. These next meta banners are just returns of units who got mogged to hell and back, coming back to mog the people who mogged them. Yeah, kind of, with Exia and Tragodia, yeah. Fartooth Alter when? They're not making Fartooth Alter, unfortunately. Mostima Alter and Anduin, they're not making those either. I'm sorry, they're not making those either. They're gonna make another Exia Alter, actually. They're gonna make, like, a second Exia Alter. That's what they're gonna make. They're gonna make Exia Alter. Oh my god, can we talk about Chen Alter? Can we talk about Chen Alter? She is a summoner. Summoner, what the fuck? She is a summer. There you go, summer, not summoner. She is a summer operator that got a summer skin. Why would you do that? Why would you give a summer skin to a summer altar? Merry pre-Halloween. I'm sorry, we celebrate Christmas in this house. We celebrate pre-Christmas. There is no Chen Alter in Arknights, what do you mean? True. Let's just like let's use the fucking Man in Black memory wipe device. Have you watched the Uma Musuma anime? No, I'm not gonna watch anything related to. Holy fuck. Okay, I got punished immediately for that opinion. What the fuck? I got punished immediately. I don't even have any water in my water bottle. Get cursed by horse, idiot. Yeah, my bad. The thing with Ascalon, I say this like pretty often, but it never stops being funny. The thing with Ascalon is that her banner is always in the worst position. Like, Ascalon is meta, she's like a top 10 unit as well, but on her release, she was before Wishadel. And now, on her rerun, she is sandwiched between Monstra and Exia. Like, why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this to Ascalon? Yeah, it's so you can get her from the paid selector. There you go, that's the answer. SUPAH hear this? Do you? Yeah, I read the chat, Holy Player. Like, the entire point of this stream is to interact and talk with chat, yeah. Like, you're in the other chair, you know? When is the year 3 of rating every operator? Okay, so, that video is 43 minutes, I think, or like 45 minutes, something like that. I have edited 20 minutes of it. I have edited 20 minutes of the year 3 video, which is around half, so you can expect it in 2025. It's gonna come out in 2025, okay? It's not 2026. 2025, that video is gonna come out. Will this be a 3 or 4 hour stream? It might even be a 2 hour stream, I don't know. It depends how much fuel I have in me. December 30, 2025, it's gonna come out. Yes, Reddit. I'm gonna post it right on New Year's. December 32nd. We are talking to SUPAH from the past. Technically, yes. Technically, because, you know, there's a little delay between when you send the message and when I get the chat. You are technically talking to SUPAH from the past. You guys technically are talking to SUPAH from the past. That's true. Do you think Hypergriff are abusing the old unit getting an alter recently? Maybe just me, but with Vina, Exia, Tragoria, Easy, and even fucking Monster could be considered a Calci alter, it's a lot. It's not a new thing, Julian. It's not new, right? It's... they've been doing this since year 3. They've been doing this. Since Reed Alter came out, which is year 4, actually. The thing is that now you notice it more because the units are so strong. So it brings more attention to it. What do you mean my laugh is Italian? We have Rune calling it cute. You are here calling it Italian. I can understand, like, her calling it cute. What do you mean it's Italian? Sky number 2. Yeah, there's 2 skies in chat right now. Can we talk to SUPAH from the future? That's a little difficult. Talking to SUPAH from the future, that's a little difficult. I'm not sure if I can arrange that. Opinions on being Italian, it's nightmare. It's nightmarish. There you go, that's what I wanted to say. SUPAH laughing is like male Lapland. That's even more confusing. Honestly, Hector, if I get, like, bored of talking, like, by the end of, like, this stream, we can do Omega. We can do, like, one attempt at Omega Planetes. SUPAH, would you rather be Italian or Filipino? Definitely Italian. I would definitely rather be Italian. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? What is that question? SUPAH, would you rather a puppy or infinite diarrhea? What do you mean? what do you mean by that question? Who is the worst 5-star Vanguard? It's probably Reed, I think. I think it has to go to Reed. Definitely. SUPAH, I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds since launch. Is it worth playing it yet? No, not now. Not now, Zero. But in the winter, so like by the start of 2026, they are going to make optimization patch. Like, they're gonna focus on optimization. So if you want to play Wilds, wait for like December, wait for January, after they do the optimization patch. Anyway, Granny, right, Granny, what do I think? What do I think between Granny and Reed? I think Reed is worse, right, because let me pull up the DPS charts, okay? Let me pull up the DPS charts. Let me see if I can get like a DPS of Reed against Granny. Okay, so it gave me the DPS of Granny and Reed Alter. That's not what I was looking for. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that Granny straight up deals more damage. Like, straight up. Even if she has, like, the shitty defense Vanguard gimmick, I'm pretty sure she deals more damage than Reed. So, all things considered, Reed would be worse. Like, fucking Vigna is better than Reed, you know? Content-wise, it's worth to play. Yeah, that's the thing with Wilds. That's the thing with Wilds. Like, if the game was optimized, it would be worth playing. The issue is that to play Monster Hunter Wilds, you need a PC built to fight God, you know? What do you mean read that? I'm talking! What do you mean read that? Oh my god. Mr. Supah, what are some of your favorite indie horror games and what do you think of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk? I don't play much horror games, I'll be honest with you. I only play like the Resident Evil series. That's the only horror I play. For example, Milk Inside a Bag of Milk, I know I referenced it. I know I made a reference to it once. For like a thumbnail, but I never played it, is the thing. So I guess my favorite indie horror is Resident Evil 4, just because I don't play any other horror games. Why you pick Lapland as your channel PFP or as representation when you're talking during the skits with 2DP Boy? Like Dragon GGY on his Q&A, he has a reason on why Ifrit is his profile picture. Okay, it's simple, right? It's simple. It's because she's Italian, first of all, and because she's kind of unhinged, which is kind of my entire vibe, so that's why I chose her. I need your opinion on Monster Hunter Rise. It's the best Monster Hunter. Hands down, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, it's the best one. Not even close. It's better than Wilds, it's better than World. Not even close. Not even close. There you go, based. There you go. I know I'm based. I know I'm based. Julian, thank you for the 500 Rs. Give Forney another chance at guessing who your partner is. No, I told Torney. I already told Forney. That's the thing. I already told them. That's the thing. he can't guess anymore because he knows. What about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate? I'll try it. That's the thing. Whenever Wilds ends support, I'm gonna try Generations Ultimate, because I only played the important ones. I mean, you know, the good ones, you know, World, Rise, and Wilds. I only play the good ones, so eventually I'm gonna go back to play the classics. Yeah, 500 Rs is like $1. Yeah, we'll see. Actually, let me check. How much is that in euro? Does it tell me already? Hold on. Yeah, oh my god, that is 30 cents. That is literally 30 cents. Oh my god. That really is 30 cents. Okay, Forney is Mirak. They're not my partner, though. They're not my partner. They're just like... Okay, so let me give you the lore. Let me give you the role. The lore. There you go. The other day, in the server, I was like, hey guys, I got a partner. I'm not gonna tell you who it is. You're gonna have to find out. And this user, which is, you know, called Forney, this user, steps up to the plate and becomes the main investigator on this, on this case. And... but let me tell you, my boy did not get anywhere. Let me tell you, my boy just did not put together anything. If there is anything that I learned from that experience, is that my server has like the worst investigators on Earth. Okay? For example, right, we were chatting, we were trying to figure it out, right? And I tell Forney, my partner is someone who is in chat right now. Someone who is chatting right now, Forney. It's Among Us, okay? Among Us, like the game, you know? And Forney, you know, thinks about it, and over the course of like 3 hours, he guesses 5 people who are not in chat. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens. Apart from the 3-year operator review video, when will be the updated top 10 operators come? I said that in a community post. It's gonna come out on the 12th, I think. It's gonna come out on the 12th, which is like right before the banner. Either on the 12th or on the 10th. One of those 2 days. Thanks for the luck, SUPAH. I got done watching your video and immediately got a top up from recruitment. There you go. That's why you should watch my videos all the time. That's why you should always watch my videos, no matter what, because that's what happens. Let me see, did the Pitanger respond? Oh, Pitanger pinned my comment. Okay. Bro, they made me pay taxes for 30 cents. Are you kidding me? Bro, the taxes, I am sure the taxes you paid on that super chat are more than what I got from that super chat. Thank you, Gummy, for the €2. SUPAH, should I keep rolling for Monster or stop and pull for Exia? Stop. Stop and pull for Exia. 100%. Like, Monster is really good. That's the thing. Monster is also a top 10 unit. But Exia is arguably top 1. Like, Exia is arguably better than Wishadel. So the choice is kind of obvious between them. Yes, Sky Yaya, I have a psychology major. I'm majoring, there you go. I'm majoring currently in psychology. So if you want to, you can ask something. Monstre is very good with thorns. Monstre is very good with like everyone in the game. The only exception is loop shooters and ammo skills. Are there DPS charts comparing Walter and X-Walter? I can make one real quick for you. I can make one. So Exusiai 2, I think, skill 2. With Wishadel skill 3. Does that work? No, that's normal Exusiai. What? Okay, what do I have to type for Exialter on this bot? Let me see. Yeah, because Lemwen is in the bot, so there's definitely Exia as well. Yeah, is there just Exusiai? Is there really no Exialter in the DPS chart bot? That's so weird, what the fuck? Okay, then I guess not. I guess not. There's no Exialter on the DPS bot, I guess. Wishadel skill 3 is a DPH skill. Yeah, but the DPS bot has an option to show you the total damage as well, right? Just for situations like that, you can show the total damage instead of the DPS. SUPAH, I have been pulling on the meta ops but never using them. I feel like I'm just getting for collection use. I don't know why I ain't using them, I just don't feel like it. I mean, that's fine, right? Nobody is forcing you to use them. Dark Wolf PL, I was talking about her skill 3. I was talking about Siege skill 3, like I specifically mentioned that it's a skill I am talking about, not just Siege as a whole. Because Siege as a whole has a skill 1 and skill 2, you know? I was talking about skill 3 specifically. Never put on meta if you don't like meta units. I mean, you can pull for collection. That's fine. you know, pulling for collection. I know someone that has every operator in the game. I know someone that has every operator in the game. Every single one, 100% collection. Dude, could you sometimes just make an unhinged meme-only video? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like a compilation of memes? Like just like a meme compilation? Is focaccia tasty? Personally, right, it depends on how you make the focaccia. It depends on what you put on the focaccia. But the focaccia itself, I've never been a fan. I've never been that much of a fan. I like to pull whoever I think fits the criteria of character, personality, lore, and design. That's fair. That's perfectly fair. Will you build a wheelchair? Yes, I'm going to build. Lemon. Okay, for you, M6U, right? You should definitely M3 your skill 2, right? Because skill 2 is use best skill. Skill 3, you should only M3 if you have Golden Glow, if you have Laplan Alter, if you have Blaze, or someone else to synergize. Because if you don't have someone to synergize with your skill 3, there's no point using it. So, unless you have Lapland, unless you have Golden Glow, you shouldn't M3 your skill 3. So, did you also get the label compensation letter thingy on the game? No, I haven't opened Arknights today. I have yet to open Arknights today, like, at all. So I have no idea. Let me open Arknights, I guess. Yeah, that's so funny. Eggy Egg. That's so funny that Tragodia skill 2 synergizes better with you skill 3 than fucking Blaze. The ritualist of a different element synergizes better with you than Blaze. It's fucking insane. The label compensation is for those who cleared the event after the event concluded and before the rerun. So for those who beat it when it appeared, it won't appear. Well, let's see. Let's see if I got it. I'm booting up Arknights. Genuine question, which NPC do you want to be out of NPC jail? That's a good question. I never really think about it, because I don't really have a specific wish right now. There's no specific NPC. But if I had to pick one, it would be Medjed. It would be Medjed from the Pepe event, absolutely. That's like my one choice, because I really don't care. Oh my god, Acro, I have an answer. Yeah, I imagine you do, Acro. Logos mom? I don't know. I mean, we have Logos already. Just like put a fucking cross-dressing skin on Logos. You know, just take like a bunny suit and put it on Logos. I don't think I got... yeah, I don't have the Babel, the Babel, however the fuck you say that. I don't have the compensation thing. If Teresa can be revived, so can be Ace. That's the thing though, Teresa didn't get revived. That's the thing though. That wasn't a revival. Civilite Eterna is not Teresa. Civilite Eterna is the crown, right? It's just the black crown that is using Teresa as like a hologram body to interact with the world. Teresa herself was never revived. I think bro means the first revival? Wait, what do you mean? I don't think I don't think I'm in touch with that part of the lore. I will let you know. I will let you know. I don't read the lore. I absorb it by other people telling me about the lore. That's how I absorb my Arknights lore. The chapter 10 to 14 of Risa. Wasn't that just kind of a... Wasn't that still Civilite Eterna? Like, chapter 10 to 14 Teresa, isn't that still Civilite Eterna? And then there's like the Teresa inside the Originium world, right? Isn't that just the information of Farisa stored in the Originium? Like, that's still not Farisa. Yeah, by osmosis. That's how I absorb my Arknights lore, by osmosis. Yeah, okay, it was a Confessarius zombie, so it's still not a Farisa. It's a Farisa zombie. It wasn't a full revival. The only revival we have in the game is Eblana. Eblana with her arts can literally revive people. She revived herself. Like, Eblana, in case you guys didn't know that, Eblana is a corpse at this point. Like, the Eblana you play as, with like the 6-star operator, that's a corpse. She just revived herself with her own arts. That's a corpse. Yeah, they should have just called Eblana, honestly. Deadass, why didn't Pheresis just call Eblana? Like, deadass, you know? What do you think is the next Amiya class change? I'm gonna go supporter. I'm gonna go supporter. That's what I'm gonna go for, supporter. Because, like, I think that's the direction they want to take the character, right? Instead of being violent, like how she had to take down Tallulah, which, you know, it's like, oh, she's a guard because she had to lock in. I think they're gonna go the route, like, oh, she's gonna take down a priestess with non-violent means, or at least she's gonna support those who beat the shit out of her. True damage ritualist. I mean, that's every ritualist. True damage ritualist, that's just a normal ritualist. Do you think we'll ever get another season of the anime or a side story animated? We're probably gonna get side stories animated. The issue with the Victoria arc, right? Here's the issue. I don't think the Victoria arc will be animated, because to get the full story, you need like 4 seasons. You need to animate chapter 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you need to animate the Siege Altar event. Then you need to animate the Reed events, like both the Reed events. It's a lot to animate to just make sense of the Victoria storyline. So, unless they get cleared for like 5 seasons, I don't think the Victoria arc is getting animated. Now, a side story could get animated, I think. A side story, like maybe the Sui sibling stories, could get animated. Anyway, someone asked to rank the flag bearers. I'm gonna rank them meta-wise, like purely meta. From worst to best, it's Silich, Myrtle, Wanqing, and Elysium. Like, Myrtle is still the most used operator in the entire game, but she got power crept, like, a while ago. Like, she got power crept when Elysium came out. Like, mathematically speaking, Elysium is objectively better than Myrtle. It should be by how much it raises your own flag. Oh, then Myrtle is first. I have finals next month. How fucked am I? Very much. Most likely Kristen event and its prequel. Yeah, they could animate Dorothy's Vision and Lone Trail. That could be an event that gets animated. The Syracuse arc could get animated. Alright, Rune, bye-bye. Have fun. Yeah, I think if any event is gonna get animated, it's gonna be either the Sui story, or Lone Trail, or the Syracuse stories. That's the three I'm betting on to get animated, if anything gets animated. Watch them animate the summer events. I mean, they could, right? They could animate Great Chief Gavial returns, and then Ideal City. Yeah, they could, like in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, we would have the Lone Trail anime alongside Endfield release. But you know, we don't live in a good world. Not Seaborn or Laterano, they're too big. Like, Seaborn would require 2 seasons, just on its own, to animate the Seaborn storyline. Then Laterano is also way too big. They would have to animate Guide Ahead, they would have to animate Lingering Echoes, they would have to animate the fucking Arturia event, which I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. Then they will have to animate the Masses Travels. There's a lot to animate for the Laterano story. Why Syracuse stories in particular? Because they're self-contained and they're pretty short. That's why, because it's pretty short and it's self-contained. That's my criteria. Like, for example, Lone Trail. You can do all of Lone Trail in like one 14-episode season. I just said the Abyssal Hunter events. I just said that. There's too much to animate. That's the issue. There's too much to animate for the Abyssal. Because they would have to animate Granny's Treasure, Undertides, Stultifera Navis, possibly the Thorn's Altar event, and then Path of Life. Maybe even IS3. Is the anime good to watch? It's alright. Like, it's an alright anime. Twilight of Volumond, they could animate it, but it's not very popular, you know? It's not a very popular event. Why would they? Yeah, an anime-only story would be big. Like an Arknights anime that tells an original story. That would be cool. Children of Ursus got an audiobook. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that Children of Ursus has an official audiobook in Chinese / Japanese? No, I think it was in Japanese. Yeah, it has an official audiobook, Children of Ursus. Yeah, for real, yeah. It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can literally find the Children of Ursus audiobook. Oh no, it's a CD drama. There you go. It's called CD drama. There you go. You can find it on YouTube. It's not translated. It's not translated, but it's on YouTube. Yeah, there you go. I have all the knowledge about like the Ursus students. I have all the knowledge. I'm gonna go fill my water. I'll be back in like a minute. I'm gonna go fill up my water because my throat is kinda hurting. I'll be back right away. You will hear from my lawyer. I am back. Let's rank all Originium slugs. Hold on, that's kind of a banger idea. Hold on though, you're kind of cooking right there. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up a list of all the slugs. Yeah, there's a list of all the slugs. It's called infected creature. It's an enemy type. Hold on, let me save these pictures. So we're gonna make Originium slug tier list, okay? But bear with me here. Groaning like an old man at the ripe age of 22. I know. This is just what being Italian does to you. That's what it causes to your body. Okay, I am going to slowly save every slug picture. And we're gonna have a tier list. There's a lot of slugs. There's like 25 slugs right here. Did you know that the spiders are Originium slugs? Did you know that? Like the exploding spiders. They are Originium slugs. They are called Originium slugs. Yes, we count the exploding spiders because they have Originium slug in the name. Someone asked a question. Who is the best male character? Okay, from what point of view? Do you mean like the one I want to like fuck the most? That's a Figurino. Do you mean meta-wise? That's a Tragodia. Ranked by Exia? Oh no. Oh no. Let's not go there. Slug gem or slug coal? Slug slop. There you go. Slug gem or slug slop? Oh my god, there's a slug I don't recognize. Hold on, there's an enemy that I don't recognize. What the fuck is this? Flying Originium slug? Oh, it's a reclamation algorithm enemy. Oh, it's reclamation algorithm. That's why I don't fucking know what that is. Okay. What is the first game you played? Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. That was the first game that I ever played. That's an easy 8-tier slug. Okay, there's more reclamation algorithm enemies that I'm not familiar with. Because I never finished the reclamation algorithm. There's one just called the Drifting Cabin. That's her name. And then there's Pompeii. There you go, the GOAT Pompeii. Okay, I downloaded all of them. Let me go to Tier Maker to make the tier list. Have you played RTS games? I tried RTS games, but they're kind of ass. They're kind of ass. I didn't like them very much. Let me sign in with Google real quick. What do you think is the most underrated operator? Ooh, you know, that's a good question. That's a good question. I can't answer that on like the tip of my tongue. Let me open. It's probably Hodderer. It's probably Hodderer. Just because Hodderer is, literally speaking, the best guard in IS. Like, in IS, Hodderer is the best guard. And not a lot of people give a shit about that. Not a lot of people seem to care that he's the best guard in IS. And that's kind of sad. Wait, why is there an Argentina category in tier list maker? There's a fucking Argentina category. Okay, let me just go to gaming. Is there any gaming? Is there any Arknights category? Mangas, Animal Crossing, Animals, Anime Manga. No, there's a fucking Argentina category, but not a Arknights category. What's college like? It's nice, just because I go to like a fully online college, so it's very chill. It's very chill. Okay, what's the cover photo gonna be? Chat, what's the cover photo gonna be? You know, the obvious answer to the cover photo for this SLUG tier list is the Exia Dujin cover, you know? That's the obvious answer. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, there is... There's some slugs that are unaccounted for. Hold on. There's a volatile originium slug that wasn't on the list. Hold on. What were your thoughts on your first time playing Arknights? What pushed you to play Arknights? I played it because I just find it fun. Like, I don't have like a very deep reason. I just think it's like a really good, fun game. That's why I don't get burnt out. I don't get burnt out from Arknights because it's just a genuinely fun game. Oh my god, there is so many slugs that weren't on the list. Oh no, okay, let me grab all the slugs that I missed. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm getting sent on like a full side quest here for this fucking slug tier list. Okay, let me download all of these. More slugs for Exia, don't say that, bro. Don't say that, bro. Please do not the slugs. I might the slugs. I might the slugs. No, chat, there is no shoe-off version of this artwork you're seeing here. There's no shoe-off version, okay? Stop asking for it. I felt like my third eye opened and my soul ascended when I discovered the Kataoka-san. That's good to know, Sky. That's good to know. Best IS 6-star defender, it's probably Shu. Like, it has to be Shu, right? The best 6-star defender for IS. Okay, there's some fucked up enemies in the reclamation algorithm. There's some fucked up enemies. Okay, I'm gonna include this. That's kind of not a slug, but I'm gonna include the soccer mode slug ball. That's what I'm gonna include. Okay. Now I have all the slugs. I have a picture of every single slug in the game. Oh my god, I need okay. Okay, what's a good photo? What's a good cover photo? There you go, this one. I don't know. Just grab a random cover photo. There you go. Just slap it in. Okay, let's put in every slug image that I have collected. There's a few. Add the URL. Okay, so SBD. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so have they ever seen a slug before? You Sky, you don't know what you're talking about. Do in the United Kingdom slugs not look like that? Because here in Italy, slugs look like this. Here in Italy, the slugs look like this. I'm sure even in Australia, they look like that. Okay, okay, chat, let's do this. Let's record... let's record this. Let's do our little tier list here. Let me just pull up display capture. Right, we want a display capture here. Surely it's gonna work fine. Let's add a new source. Let's just be like tier list. Actually, no, wait, I should do it on this screen. There you go. There you go. I should do it on this screen. No, what? Okay, this. There you go. Let me make it bigger. There you go. Okay, chat. Let's do this, okay? Let's do this. Let's begin with, where is it? Oh my god, did it not put in all the slugs? I feel like it didn't put in all the slugs. I feel like it didn't put in all of them. I feel it didn't put in all of them. Hold on. That's fucked up. Hold on. Like, where's the basic slug, you know? Like this one. Yeah, was it just not in? What the fuck? Okay. Okay, fine. Have it your way, game, then. Have it your way, tier list maker. Have it your way. Okay, it's there now. So there's just some images that didn't get put in. What the fuck? Was it just that one? Was it just that one that didn't get put in? I think it was just that one. Okay. I apologize for the delay. Let's begin. I am sure we all agree that the OG slug, where the fuck is it? Where is the OG slug? There it is. The OG slug is an S tier, right? The OG. I think we all agree on that. Right? That's something we can all be, Oh, right, fuck, I needed to change the topic here, right? Slug tier list, there you go. We all agree, the OG... Okay, this one is representing the yellow one as well. Okay, fine, let me add the yellow one as well. Let me add the yellow one as well. Where is it? There it is. The yellow one, the OGs. These are the OGs. Exia husband tier list, don't fucking say that. There you go. The OGs. Okay, I'm seeing someone, JDT, I'm seeing argue that the red one should be in A. I don't know about that. I think, for me, in my heart, they both share the OG status, right? Because you see the red one more often, right? This is the true OG, but you see this one more often, right? Anyway, I'm gonna add a tier to be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Because there's some of them I have no idea, like this one, and what was it? This one. And this one, there you go. I have no idea what the fuck these are. I haven't met this one either. I think the red one should be S, because it's frequently featured in operator showcases for can deal with crowds. True, you guys are forgetting something. The red one is the LS4 GOAT. It's the GOAT in LS4. The slug wave in LS4. That's the GOAT right here. That's why it's an OG. That's why it's the OG. Anyway, chat, I'm gonna make a new tier for the currently discussing. There you go. I'm gonna put the people we are currently discussing here. What do we think about the spawning? These are the slugs from the Lingering Echoes event, where they just spawn in, they just teleport on a tile. Instead of coming out of the red box, they just come out. I think they're kind of underwhelming. Because in function, they are just like the jetpack guys, right? They're just a jetpack reunion guy in function. But instead of being the jetpack guy, it's a shitty slug that dies in one hit. But then, you know, maybe it catches you off guard once, but then never again. So, I think I'm putting it in C, just because on the first attempt, they can kinda get you. On the first attempt, they can kinda get you. But then, after that, they're just complete nothing. Complete nothing. The acid slugs. What do we think about the acid slugs? Just as a reminder, these are the slugs that lower defense. They have a ranged attack, and whoever gets hit, they have their defense lowered. What do we think? I'm seeing a lot of B tier. B or A. You know, I think I agree with B tier. Let me go through my reasoning here. They're not quite air, right? They're nothing special, but they're better than the teleporting. I think the teleporting slugs are gonna be like the benchmark for this list, right? They're gonna be the benchmark. This is like the quintessential mid slug, you know? So if they're a little better, I think that qualifies for B, because you still have to pay attention to them, right? They are not a complete non-threat. They can, over time, fuck up your operators, definitely. Okay, chat, what do we think about the chapter 14 spider? As a reminder, this is the spider that when you kill it, it makes a red tile on the ground, and if it gets in the tornado, it makes the tornado bigger. For me, this is an A tier. In my opinion, this is an A tier. Let me explain why I think this is an A tier. Because this slug can be your angel or your devil, okay? Let me reason this through. Because it's a threat. This slug can be a real threat. They explode. I'm going to remind you, they explode. And when they explode, they leave a tile, and if you don't remember, the red tiles, they like annihilate your SP regeneration. They completely fuck up your SP. But at the same time, they can be a great boon if you know what you're doing, right? You can feed them to the tornado, and then you can use the tornado to kill the enemies, like in CCB3, right? We just had CCB3, and they were really useful there. Right? So, because there is a mechanical complexity behind the slugs, I think they deserve an A tier. That's right, they reward the good players. There you go. They reward the good players. They're not quite the OG, they're not quite OG status, but I think they're a solid A tier. Now, chat. The exploding spider. What do we think about the classic, the exploding spider? I'm curious to see what chat thinks of the exploding spider. I'm seeing some D, F, D, B, D, A, F, D, A. I saw an S tier. I think these are the goats. I'm gonna put them in S. Let me explain why. To me, the spiders are an S tier slug. It's solely because of 4-7, the stage 4-7. Why? Because these slugs are a noob check. These slugs force you to get good at the game to keep playing. They are iconic, of course, it's an iconic slug. But this one, more than even the OGs, more than everything else, it forces you to get good at the game. It teaches you to get good at the game. They are a wall that you have to surpass, and once you surpass it, you are better at the game for it. So I think this is an S tier. This is an S tier. Yeah, it's the first casual filter. 4-7 is what separates the men from the boys, you know? 4-7 is what separates the men from the boys. Okay, chat, what do we think about the ice spider? The ice exploding spider. What do we think about that? Okay, I saw an F, I saw a C, D, E, SSS, F. Okay, SSS is kinda crazy. Let's see, I'm gonna wait for a couple more answers. I think this is a D. I think this is our first D tier. Let me explain why. First of all, because it's just a kind of a pale imitation of the OG over here. And they don't really teach you anything, right? Unlike this spider, which is an early game wall that you have to surpass, these are just annoying. They don't contribute anything to, like, teaching you about the game. And besides, I hate the freeze mechanic. I hate the freeze mechanic. It's so stupid. I hate any mechanic that just disables your operators and you can't really avoid it. Because that's the thing, right? Every SLUG so far has a solution. They have a plan that you can use. Like, for these, you just deploy bait. For these, you deploy people at the blue box. For these, you keep them at a distance, or you just tank them. For these, either you use silence, or you just take it. Right? Either you use silence, or you just take it, or you use a therapist medic, right? It's not fun counterplay. It's just like, oh, there's an ice spider, I guess I have to bring silence, I guess I have to bring a therapist, you know? It's not fun counterplay. There is counterplay, but it's not fun. Either they are extremely dangerous and you can't do anything about it, or they get completely invalidated. No, that's the thing. Therapist medics did not even exist. When Chapter 6 came out, they did not even exist. What's the background music on the siege section? Ah, fuck, I forgot which one I put. Hold on, let me listen to it real quick. I entirely forgot what music I put for the siege segment. Let me just go there real quick. Finally, for our final class, we have Vanguards. Oh, it's Colony 9. It's called Colony 9 at night. Okay, alright, Ceylon. Right, there was Ceylon. You're right, there was Ceylon. That's my bad, there was Ceylon. But, like, who the fuck was using Ceylon? Be for real. Be so dead ass with me. Who the fuck was using Ceylon? Okay, so. Ah, yeah, that was SUPAH from the past. That was SUPAH from the past. So, chat. Pompeii. What do we think about Pompeii? It's a Colony 9. Do you know, like, the word colony? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of S tier. Yeah, there you go. I'm glad we all agree. I'm glad we all agree that Pompeii is the GOAT. I'm glad that we all agree. I'm gonna explain. Pompeii is the GOAT because, like, he came with the second ever event in the game, and ever since then, Pompeii has been this kind of recurring villain, right? It's been kind of a recurring villain for for the game, where every once in a while you're just gonna get jump scared by Pompeii showing up, and the thing with Pompeii is that, yes, they are a very easy boss, but they're not, you know, they're not a non-threat. That's the thing. It's a very easy boss, but you have to address Pompeii. If you don't address it, you're gonna get fucked up. I think it's big. I think it's big. I think it's absolute cinema, Pompeii. Absolute cinema. What's next? The Pyro Slugs. What do we think about the Pyro Slugs? Just as a reminder, the pyro slugs are like the acid slugs, but instead of lowering defense, they cause burn damage to your operators, like burn elemental damage. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of C, B... not very high. You guys are not judging the burn slugs very high. Here's the thing. I think they go with the teleporting slugs. Why? Because they're just kind of dull, right? They are not offensively bad like the ice spider. They're not offensively bad, but they're not great either, right? Usually they come in groups, right? And when they come in groups, that's kind of a threat, and it's also kind of satisfying, you know, to remove a bunch of slugs all at once. And they can be threatening if you don't bring like an elemental healer. They can be threatening. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't really change your strategy that much, right? Most of the time you can just face tank these. Even if you don't have an elemental healer, you can just face tank. So I'm saying in C tier because they're not great, you know, they're not the goats, but they're not offensively bad either. Okay, the fruit slugs. In case you don't remember, these slugs stun everyone in a 3x3 around them when they feel threatened. So like you hit them and they stun everyone in a 3x3 around them. But if you kill them, they give you fruit. In the dungeon meshing mechanic, you could put the fruit in the pot to get buffs. Oh, I'm seeing you guys like the fruit slugs. I'm seeing you guys like the fruit slugs. Okay, okay. I'm gonna put them in A. I don't think they are quite iconic. I don't think they reach iconic status like Pompeii, like the spider, you know? But they're good. They are good. I like their mechanic. I like that you have to think to get them, right? You can't just toss damage at them because you're gonna get stunned, right? So they're kind of difficult to kill, but if you kill them, you get a lot of reward. That's right, they reward you for playing well. That's what I'm trying to say. If you go past the hurdle of killing them, they reward you quite well. Exactly, they're very fun to play around, and you can ignore them. You can decide to just ignore the slugs because they don't go in the blue box. These slugs don't go in the blue box. That's the thing though, Texas can't kill them. Texas gets stunned. Yato kills them because Yato during skill 2 she's immune to abnormal statuses. But Texas can't get them, that's the thing. Yeah, the fruits were also a cool mechanic. Anyway, let me check. Oh my fucking god! Let me check. Let me open the wiki because for some of these slugs I completely forgot. So for some of these slugs, so let me open the wiki for some of them. Next, we have the food slugs, still from the Dungeon Mesh event. As a reminder, these slugs, when you kill them, they would fill up the pot. And if you hit them, they would run away. If I remember correctly, that's their mechanic. But let me check just to be extra certain. Let me check on where the fuck are they? Wait, let me see. What did you guys say in chat? B, C, A, D, B, C, B for boring. That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, I think this is another C tier. It's nothing special. It's nothing special. What Iswu Gamer said. Yeah, less interesting than the Fruit Slug. 100%. Yeah, they're more of a stage mechanic than an enemy. This is a stage mechanic. They serve the pot mechanic. There you go. They're here for the pot mechanic, and that's it. They're not very interesting. I think they're perfectly mid. We can put them in the mid tier. Next, we have this guy. How many of you know this guy? This guy was a boss in one of the very first stationary security service maps. One of the very first ones, and never came back. So, a lot of you never saw this guy, because he appeared once at the very start of SSS, and never again. Now, let me read the wiki, because I forgot what he does. When HP drops under half, gains greatly increased attack and takes reduced physical and arts damage. Adds a contained mineral to the deployment waiting zone. Adds a heat cluster to the preparation area. When transferred, deals damage to all allied units and stuns them for several seconds. Okay, so the gimmick of this guy, apparently, is that, you know how in SSS you have to draw your operators? This guy would make it so you could draw like a crystal, and if you drew the crystal, like, everyone on the fucking map got stunned. I don't like this guy. In general, I feel that SSS bosses are all ass. Like, the SSS bosses in general, they're all ass. This guy punishes you for engaging with the main mechanic. I get the idea, right? The idea is that you have to be prepared with every draw. You have to get your operators at appropriate times, because there's the risk that everyone could get, you know, fucking murdered. In practice, though, it was just really annoying, and it punished you for playing the mode. Yeah, that's the thing. Why would you play SSS? Why would you play SSS? You know, this guy, what's his name? What's this guy's name? Milan. This guy's named Milan. Fucking bitch-ass Pompey. He's trying to be Pompey because he's not Pompey. Okay, hold on. There's some more slugs I have to check the wiki for. Hold on. Okay, so we have these. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, who the fuck are these? These are slugs from the Jessica Alter event. What do? They are this slug, but they deal arts damage. That's it. That's it. They are this, but they deal arts damage. That's all they do. Like, I'm seeing D, A, B, C, 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 B, C, C. Oh yeah, they also power the devices, yeah. Let's see. I don't know. No, they can't be charged. They can't be charged like the other Jessica Alter enemies. Personally, it's either C or B for me, right? C because they're just kind of alright, you know, they exist. B, because you have to deal with them. Like, it's not like everyone else in C tier, where you can just kind of ignore them. You have to deal with these slugs. So I think that bumps them up, right? That kind of bumps them up a little bit. In the same way as the OG, the goat over here. They punished you from killing them on top of other enemies and risk overcharging them. Yeah, there's that as well. They would also buff the other enemies if you kill them. They have some mechanics to them, you know? It's not very fun mechanics like this or the fruit slugs. But there is something here. We're ranking them based on gameplay. We're ranking them based on gameplay, how they are to fight. Okay, now we have this. What is this? What is their name? I know what it is, I just wanted the name. Shiny Pulu. What is the Shiny Pulu? Basically, this is an SSS enemy, or a reclamation algorithm guy that you can capture. What they do is that they have a ranged attack, and every 3 attacks they stun. That's what they do. And also they're pretty tanky. Honestly, I think the name, just the name, bumps them up. Just being named Shiny Pulu bumps them up, I think. That's the thing though, right? From a gameplay perspective, I agree that they're kind of ass. From a gameplay perspective, I agree this is kind of ass. Plus, it's an SSS enemy, so that's, you know, that kind of deducts points. But they're named the Shiny Pulu. So at least C, you know? They kinda sucks, but they're kinda funny. I like them, they're kinda cute, they're kinda funny. So I'm gonna put them in C tier. Now, these guys. These are an SSS boss. Let me read what they do. Upon death, they split into 5 of the little guys, and periodically they add fluorescent spores to the deployment waiting zone, and if there is no space, they will be added to the recuperation area instead. Now, the fluorescent spores, what do they do? What do they do, actually? After deployment, they... Okay, so... the fluorescent spores spawn 2 more of these. What do we think? What do we think, chat? Basically, this guy, their gimmick is they spam a bunch of these guys. Yeah, more anti-mechanic boss, yeah. Yes, they are slugs that spawn more slugs, yes. This ranking is outdated. What the fuck do you mean outdated? What are their stats? They're pretty tanky. Like, they're pretty good because it's an SSS boss. Since it's an SSS boss, it has, like, pretty high stats. But you know, they're kind of read alter victims. Like any other slug here, they're kind of read alter victims. Honestly, I think they're better than Milan. Definitely, better than Milan, because there is more counterplay. With Milan, it's just, oh, you drew the bad card, go fuck yourself. With these, you have control over what's happening. You have control over when these guys spawn. If you get overwhelmed, that was your own fault. So I think they go in C. Just because they're better than Milan, but then again, the bar is a trip hazard in hell. But they're not quite, you know, this tier. They're not quite the acid slugs. Or maybe they are the acid slugs, now that I think about it. Maybe they do compare to the acid slugs, because in much the same way, there is a counterplay that you have to think about, you have to address them. Okay, fine, I'm gonna bump it down to B. There you go, I'm gonna put them to B. Now, this one is not a slug, this is the slug ball from the soccer mode. What do we think about the slug ball? Let me pull up the wiki to see what it does exactly. Oh, okay, it explodes. It explodes, that's what it does. It has a chance to explode. That's all it does. Okay, fine. This is the GOAT. Fine, this is the GOAT. Let me check the list again, however, because there may be someone that we forgot. I'm considering something. I am considering something. Okay, let me add one more. Let me add one more slug to this list. And you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna love who I'm going to add. Okay. Submit. Okay, guys. What do we think about this guy? What is your opinion on this guy? What is your opinion on this funky fellow? Healthier triggers my PTSD, logos folder. I'm seeing a lot of S, not you guys are being very charitable to this guy. I was expecting you guys to be a lot meaner to this spider. Honestly, I think they're a B tier. Honestly, I think that they fall in line with the acid, with these guys, because there is a counterplay. They're pretty satisfying to kill, you know, with Logos skill 1, with Read Alter skill 3. But they're not quite peak, you know? They're not peak like these guys, and they're not iconic like these guys. Okay, what do we think? What do we think about the slug tier list? Oh, oops. We have... Oh my god, what am I doing? We have completed the slug tier list. What do we think, chat? Really unruly creature. The one that wants to squeeze in... Wait. Who are we talking about? Who is this? Who the fuck? Oh, is it an SSS enemy? Oh, it's still an SSS enemy. What does he do? Dies when loaded by greedy catcher. Oh, okay, so like you can feed it to the boss to like debuff the boss? Is that how that slug works? Is that how really unruly creature works? Question mark. Because if that... Yeah, if it's like a food poisoning... if it's like a food poisoning slug, that's kinda peak, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the vending machine boss, yeah. Yeah, not gonna lie, the food poisoning slug... Let me add it. The food poisoning slug might be peak. Hold on. Hold on, it might be peak, the food poisoning slug. I think I'll put it in A. I'll put that in A, because like you can feed it to the boss. Okay, a filthy, disgusting Originum slug, previously used in Box Inc.'s marketing campaign, but went loose all across the soles, exhibiting an unusual tendency of being too eager to be eaten. The really unruly creature is only spawned by using sticky prizes and has unremarkable stats all around, but it is less of an enemy and more of a weapon against the greedy catcher. If it ever loads a really unruly creature, the machine will malfunction, instantly defeating the creature, and forcibly unloads all of the catcher's passenger, in addition to stunning it. I think that's big. Yeah, the flying is right here. I don't play reclamation algorithm. I don't play reclamation algorithm, so I just put it down here. I think the food poisoning slug is pretty fucking big. Did Kyobi name the slug? Maybe. Fuck, it sure sounds. The Sanguine Arch slugs. Fuck, what are those called? What are the Sanguine Arch fucking slugs called? Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna check chapter 13 real quick. That's not really a slug. Do we want to count the Bloodborne spawn? Yeah, do we want to count the little leeches in chapter 13? Is that a slug? Do we count that as a slug? I don't... Like, it's a slug in spirit, right? It functions in the same way as a slug, right? In gameplay, it has the same functional purpose as a slug. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not a slug, but like it's spiritually a slug. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna add it. And I'm gonna give it like spiritually a slug tier. There you go. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a new tier. There you go. Kind of a slug. Honorable mention. No, the metal crabs. Oh my god, okay, do we include the pea cake? Do we include the pea cake? The fucking, the fucking, beanstalk metal crab. Does that count? Do the crabs count as slugs? No, that's a crab. That's a crab. It doesn't count. Wait, I need to check something. If I go to, like, episode 3, right, where there were those, metal crabs. Do those count? I wonder. Wait, I need to find a stage that has the metal crabs. Hold on. Was it in chapter 2? That they had the metal slugs? Am I tripping? Where the fuck are the metal slugs? Oh, okay, I found them. Hold on. Yeah, metal crab. Yeah, it's not a slug. Unfortunately, crabs do not count as slugs. Yes, though, some crabs are infected creatures. Some crabs are infected creatures. Which slug is the best for bed exercise? Pompeii. Or this one, or the Bloodborne spawn. It's between them. It's between Pompeii and the Bloodborne spawn. There you go. Dogs also count as infected creatures, yeah. slugs will eventually evolve into crabs. I don't know about that. I don't. Yeah, if you're into it, the Bloodborne spawn is an S tier. Touch of the Sanguine Arch. Okay, who are we talking about? Oh, yes, actually. You're right. You are correct. Hold on, I completely forgot about these little guys. I'm gonna add them to the to the list real quick. Yeah, okay, so here's the question. Here's the question. Is this spiritually a slug, or do we count it? That's the question. Is it spiritually a slug, or do we count it? Because if we count it, that's an A tier for me. Like, if we count the Touch of the Sanguine Arch, that's an A tier for me. But yeah, okay, I'm seeing a lot of spiritually slugs. That's fair, because it's not really a slug. It's more like sarcads, guts, and gore that are walking on the fucking floor. Yeah, it's not called the slug of the Sanguine Arch. That's true. That's true. Let me see. Is there anyone we're forgetting? Let me browse the enemy tab on the Arknights wiki. Let me see if there's anyone we're forgetting. Okay. Consumption. Consumption? Is that an enemy? I don't read the enemy names. Oh, yes, it's an enemy. Okay, this is definitely a slug. This is definitely a slug. My god, Nick is fucking cooking here. He's remembering, like, every slug that I forgot. Right, consumption is definitely a slug. Definitely a slug. In case you guys don't recall, this is the shoe event. This is the shoe event slugs that become invisible when there's like the dirty water. Where do we put them? Where do we put them? Yeah, fucking this guy is the fucking slug encyclopedia. What the fuck? I'm seeing a lot of high votes. And a D, there you go. I hate invisible enemies. That's true. But in this case, they get you with numbers. Maybe I'm torn between C and B. I'm torn between C and B. Because they're not offensively bad, but like, you don't really have to think about them, right? You don't have to counterplay these slugs. You don't have to counterplay them. You can just let them exist and they will just die. That's the thing, right? They are not really a presence in the stage. You get what I'm saying? They're not really a presence in the stage. They just kinda die. But they're not, they're not offensively bad either. They're not offensively bad. So I'm gonna put them in C. Okay, let me look through the enemy list. Let me see if there's still any slugs that we've missed. But SUPAH, they make the stage mechanic. Well, yeah, but that doesn't automatically make you good. Like, the dungeon meshy slugs also work with the stage mechanic. That doesn't make them automatically good. Okay, okay. Wait. I have a proposition. I have a proposition for you guys. Let me add something to the list real quick. Yeah, no, the rats are rats. We're not counting the rats. Okay, chat. Here's my question. The Blood Knight menstruation blades, are those not spiritually a slug? Are these not spiritually slugs? They serve the same function. They have the same function as a slug, right? Because what they do is that they show up in numbers. That's the thing, they show up in numbers, they come in and you have to address them. And they're rather weak, right? I would argue that, like, spiritually, they would be slugs. No, the small rats are rats, okay? That's not a slug, that's a rat. It's different. It's different, okay? Yeah, they're kind of weak, the menstruation blades, they're kind of weak. No, it's not fodder, that's not what I mean. Okay? A slug is not just a fodder enemy, okay? It's not just any fodder enemy, okay? The slug is a very specific fodder enemy. It's one that comes in like big numbers or comes in small numbers just to give you like an appetizer. No, those are not slugs. The minicars are not slugs. Those are kamikaze. Those are okay, hear me out. The minicars are more like the Wraiths, are more like the unblockables. Yeah, the Origin-Mutant expressions and Origin-Mutant tumors, those would be also honorary slugs. Those would also be honorary slugs, you're right. Let me put in the tumor. I'm just gonna put in the tumor to represent both. The robot thing from chapter 15. Fuck, is that spiritually a slug? Fuck, I can say it. Like, low-key, I can see the argument for the little robot being spiritually a slug. I kinda see that argument. Hold on. We're referring to, like, the maintenance helper, right? We're referring to the maintenance helper. Right? The mecha slug. Honestly, I don't even think that's, like, spiritually a slug. I think that's just a slug, the fucking chapter 15 robot. I think he can qualify to just be a slug. Hold on. Let me put both of them. Okay, there you go. So this one is spiritually a slug. So if this is an actual slug, if we've agreed that the robot, the little Roomba, is a slug, where do we put it? What tier do we put it in? What tier does the mecha slug have? I think they're pretty iconic, I'm not gonna lie. I think they're pretty iconic. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, it's really generic. I don't think it's really generic. It's just a really fast slug. It's really generic. So, like, A and S, I can't justify A and S, you know? I can't justify. So it's either B, C, or D. There's recency bias. Yeah, there you go. There's recency bias. Let's not get swindled by recency bias. No, the seaborn dogs don't count as slugs, but you gave me an idea there. You gave me an idea. I think I'm gonna put them in C. They kind of don't do anything, but they get carried by 15-9. They get carried by 15-9. That stage that has like 110 of them, and they all rush you at once. It's a... You know what? B. It's a basic mob, but it does its job well, you know? It is a fodder basic, but it's a good fodder basic. It does its job very well. Okay, let me... You know, that guy that mentioned Seaborns gave me an idea. Undertides. What the first stage in Undertides doesn't have any seaborn enemies? What the fuck? Okay. So, let me add this guy. This guy is definitely spiritually a slug, right? Can we agree, like, the flower seaborn, definitely spiritually a slug, right? We all agree on that, yes? This tier list is going to lead us into classifying the Damacy cluster as a slug. Too tanky. I don't know about too tanky. It's like the weakest seaborn enemy. It's like the weakest seaborn. No, the doggo is a dog. Okay, that's not a slug. That's a dog. Okay, get your facts straight. Okay. Is a slime a slug? What do you mean a slime? Is that an enemy? Is that an enemy in the game? No, doesn't seem like it. Filth. That's definitely a slug. That's definitely a slug. Yes, that's definitely a slug. Actually, like that's not even like spiritually. That's just straight up a slug. Fucking Nick over here is the fucking slug encyclopedia. What the fuck? Okay, so this guy. This guy is the one that becomes invisible. This guy is the one that when you kill it, it makes the water dirty. This is still the shoe event. It's still shoe. So this one is the one when if you kill it, it makes the water dirty. I asked earlier if the devs have ever seen a slug, but now I'm wondering if you've ever seen a slug. Look, Sky, this is what slugs look like here in Italy. Especially this one. Especially this one. This is what slugs look like here in Italy. Yeah, I will agree, it's cooler than the invisible one, that's true. The invisible one, it's kinda lame. This one has some sauce to it. It has some sauce. I don't think the metal blobs count as slugs, do they? Oh, fuck, are we counting the metal blobs from Dorothy's vision as spiritually slugs? Do we count the metal blobs? Could you rate all the Rain Ward slug cats? Oh yeah, without ever playing the game from their vibes, maybe another time. Yeah, the small arrows. What is a Skypole? Fucking Nick, who the fuck are you mentioning? What the fuck is Skypole? Skypole. Is Skypole a slug? Okay, in case you guys don't remember, the Skypole, they are those, they're the little drones. You know what? I will say this. To be a slug, you have to be grounded. You have to be on the ground to be a slug. You have to be a ground enemy. There you go. That's a requirement. The Skypoles from the shoe event, they're drones. There you go. They're drones. Yeah, it's a spiritual drone. There you go. It's a spiritual drone. Bitey. Ah, fuck. Bitey? I don't think Bitey is a slug. I don't think Bitey qualifies as a slug. Jesselton counts as a... Oh my god, I wanted to add a Jesselton to the fucking list. Low-key, I wanted to add Jesselton to the fucking list. Yeah, no, they're cabbages. They're not watermelon, they're cabbages. I don't think those are slugs. I don't think the cabbages from Eblana count as slugs. I'm purely going off of vibes, right? They don't give me the vibe of a slug, where like the menstruation blade, the flower seaborn, they give me the vibe of a slug. The gloom piercers, who? Should we? No, that's a crab. That's a crab. The gloom piercer, that's a crab. That's not a slug. Spinning tops. Oh no, wait. Are the spinning tops slugs? The guys from chapter... The little spinners from chapter 14. Are those spiritually slugs? Low-key. Right? Low-key. I can see the argument. I can see the argument for the spinners being spiritual slugs. I can see that argument being made. Their raids? No, you can block the spinners. You can block the spinners, right? Yeah, you can block the spinners. They're not raids. Yeah, they function like the period blades, which, you know, we all agree unanimously are spiritual slugs. Okay, let me add the spinners then to the list. Okay, that's another spiritual slug. The Crocs from Eunectis event. I mean, no, that's fodder. That's fodder. There's a difference, okay? The slugs have a very specific vibe, okay? Clockworks. Let me check the clockworks. Oh, you mean like the little robots? You mean the little guys? I don't know, they don't really function like slugs, do they? They're more similar to Wraiths, the Clockwork Patrollers. They're more similar to Wraiths, like they rush you down in relatively small numbers. Small symbiont. Okay. Oh, that's another fucking SSS enemy. That's like the Reed victim. That's like the Reed victims. I remember those. Okay, yes, Ambriel. First of all, pay your fucking taxes. Second of all, yes, there is a very specific vibe, okay? If you... This tier and these... Same vibe, okay? it's all the same vibes. Yeah, no, it's a sand beast, the Ray Capybara. I'm still debating if we should include the pea cake. I don't think we should include the pea cake. I'm debating it because it would be funny. I'm debating it because it would be funny to include the pea cake. The mini ceramic cups. No, because there's too many. There's too many, right? If you include those, then you have to include all of the Ling event. Plus, they have their own, like, unique mechanic. Yeah, they're Wraiths. There you go. They're Wraiths. They're not slugs. They're Wraiths. There you go. You know, it's that meme, that fucking comic page, have you guys seen it? There's only 2 types of Arknights enemies, slugs and wraiths. No matter what, you fall into one of those 2 camps. Can we add Vanilla's slugs? Fuck, is that on the wiki? I swear, if we have an image of Vanilla's slug, I'm gonna add it. Wait. There you go, we have Kuro, it's named Kuro. That's the name of Vanilla's pet slug, it's called Kuro. So I'm gonna... I'm gonna add Kuro to the list. I'm sure we can all agree that Kuro is a slug, and not like spiritually a slug. So where do we put Kuro? Where do we put Vanilla's pet slug? No, pea cake is not a slug, it's a crab, okay? It's a crab, it's not a slug. Okay, I see we all agree on S tier for Kuro. Very well. Okay, there's a difference between Kuro and pea cake and the Ray Capybara. There's a difference, okay? S-tiers, okay, you know what, just for the meme, I'm gonna add the Jesselton to the fucking list. Just for the meme, I'm gonna add Jesselton to the list. We're gonna have SUPAH explaining to us why the chapter 15 Colossus is a slug. No, don't worry, it's fine. I still have full control over the list, okay? This is not getting out of hand. Okay, chat, where do we put Jesselton? What tier slug is Jesselton? Okay, I'm seeing some S above S. Well, okay, SF. D, pretty bad slug. Definitely S. D. Okay, I'm seeing you guys are torn between D and S. There's no middle ground. It's either D or it's S. I don't know who the fuck that is, dear. Okay. Yeah, this is very polarizing. I'm gonna make a poll. For this one. I'm gonna make a poll for this because it's very polarizing. It's either D or it's S. It's very polarizing. I'm noticing. So I'll make a poll for this. Okay, where's the fucking button to make a poll? There you go. Engage with your audience. There you go. Jesselton, S or D. There's no in between. There's no in between. So vote Schrodinger's Jesselton placement. Oh my god, the poll is like pretty divisive too. Okay, how many... Okay, we have 155 watching. I'm gonna wait for like 80 votes, like 90 votes, maybe? It's so close! Even the poll is so close! What the fuck? I don't think Blindy is a slug. Is Blindy a slug? Do we count Blindy? Because, like, they look like a slug, right? They look like a slug. Blindy, it looks like a slug. And we did include the Seaborn, right? Because we included the flower Seaborn. We should include Blindy as well. Meanwhile, oh my god, the poll is like literally 50-50 right now. The poll is literally 50-50 right now. Okay, let me add Blindy. Let me add Blindy really quickly. While you guys are busy voting, I'm gonna add Blindy in the... Oh wait, not Blindy. Who's the other guy? Wait. I might be stupid. Who's the other guy? It's not Blindy. It's Bitey. There you go. It's Bitey, not Blindy. Blindy is the unblockable. No, not unblockable. It's like the rush guy. The guy that rushes you down. That's who Blindy is. Oh, I will have to rename the stream. Like, once this is done, I will have to rename the stream. Absolutely. Okay. Like, this guy looks like a slug. Right? They look sluggish. They look like shit. Okay. Okay, Jesselton won S tier. I said I will wait until 90 votes. There you go. S tier 1. Just scraped by S tier 1. There you go, Jesselton. Good place in your new home. No, we're not adding the metal blobs. We're not adding the metal blobs from the Dorothy event. Put him next to Pompey? Okay, fine. Yeah, they have to be neck and neck purely because of the cannot event. You forgot the symbiote. No, I decided not to. I decided not to because they're not really a slug. They're more like a reed victim. There you go. There's a new type of enemy for you guys. The reed victim. A new type of enemy in the game. The beasts from Ra, we're not including Ra because everything is gonna go here from Ra. Like, I don't play reclamation algorithm, so everything is gonna end up here. Oh, fail beast. Wait, I read that wrong. Who the fuck is the fail beast again? Oh, I know who that guy is. Kind of. I know who that guy is. Kind of. I don't really know what they do. Okay, so they attract thunder. They deal burn damage. And they are invisible, all depending on the weather. Yes, okay. Let me add the fail beast then. Let me add the fail beast. Where do we put it? Like, for me, it's like here, because I don't really play reclamation algorithm. That's the thing, I don't really play reclamation algorithm. Wait, what? Nature's Compromise is a fusion between Flora and Originium slugs. What is Nature's Compromise? Okay, so the boss. Difficult to distinguish whether they are descendants or Originium slugs. Okay, so if the game literally calls them Originium slugs, I have to add them. If the game literally calls them Originium slugs. Let me add them real quick. You know, I was not expecting this tier list to get so out of hand. Okay, we're back. So this is the enemy spam guy. This is the guy where, like, I'm sure you've seen some videos of Reed skill tree just completely crashing the game. The game literally calls them Originium slugs, so we have to add them. This is SSS. This is an SSS boss. This is the SSS boss. Okay, this is the boss, this is the minion that spawns. I think they're an A, honestly. Just because it's really fun to just annihilate them with Reed or with Logos skill 1. They are really fun to just annihilate. So they're in A for me. In my heart, they're in A. Yeah, if you use Reed on like a bad phone, it will literally crash your game. There is no other slug and Jesselton in this list that can crash your game. Okay, what is the Damacy cluster? What is the Damacy cluster? It's just the boss. It's just the boss. What? We're not adding the Damacy cluster. Okay, the cabbage guys from the Eblana event. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let me find them. Let me find those. I don't think we're going to add them, per se. I'm just gonna, you know, give them a little inspection real quick. Yeah, the cabbage seedling. Is this a slug? Oh my god, do we add Glaucus because she's a slug? Like, she's based on a slug animal, so we add Glaucus? Okay, I think, yeah, this is spiritually a slug. There you go. Do we add... Okay, so everyone agrees that we should add Glaucus because she's based on a sea slug. Like, she's literally a slug. Okay, you know what? I agree with that. I agree. We should add Glaucus. You guys are right. We should add Glaucus. 100%. We should add Glaucus. Don't worry though. I still have the tier list under control. I still have the tier list under control. Okay, so where do we put Glaucus? She's not spiritually a slug, she's literally a slug. So what tier do we put Glaucus? Yeah, because if we go from like meta, she's mid. She'd be like a C tier or even a D, right? If we go for meta, like meta ranking. Okay, I'm seeing everyone is agreeing on C or B at most. Okay, fine. I'm keeping her in C. We'll keep Glaucus in C. Is the shoe event boss a slug? Because, like, phase 1, low-key, that's just, like, a really tanky slug. And we have Pompey. Phase 1 is, like, just a really big slug. But there's phase 2, that's the issue. There's phase 2. In phase 2, they are no longer a slug in phase 2, you know? That's what ruins it. Stan, we have the vanilla pet slug right here. This is Kuro. This is the vanilla pet slug. It's already in the list. I'm not sure about the shoe event boss. Yes, Obanga, we are still ranking slugs. Do you have a problem with that? Huh? Unbelievable. Fruit of Gluttony. Hold on, let me look up Fruit of Gluttony. Fuck, is that a slug? Fuck, like, it looks like a slug. Let me... Oh, no, it's a gloom pincer. The description calls it a gloom pincer, meaning it's a crab. It's not a slug, it's a crab, the Fruit of Gluttony. So we were not gonna include it. I'm still debating the shoe boss. Shoe phase 1 boss. Bishop Quintus. Okay, Bishop Quintus is not a slug. I can say that pretty definitely. It's not a slug, the fucking Quintus guy. Not even the Sultifera boss is a slug, okay? We have those. We have the Eblana cabbage. It's right here. Yeah. No, the Gloom Pincer, der Vrace. No, that's so stupid. Techno's ghosts, that's such a slander. That would be so slanderous to add the Techno ghosts as spiritual slugs. Jello. You guys have been mentioning Jello for a while. What the fuck is Jello? Oh, that's definitely a spiritual slug. Oh, I'm looking at that. Oh, that's definitely a spiritual slug. Like, if I've ever seen one, that bitch is a slug. 100%, that bitch is a slug. I don't remember... Oh, it's in Super Hook. That's why I don't remember it. Super Hook fucking suck the turbo ass. So that's why I don't remember Jello. Okay, there you go. There's Jello. Yeah, that's the thing. If I add the shoe boss phase 1, we should add some faces of the end speaker. And we can agree that the end speaker is not a fucking slug. Okay, crossbow crit Garrett, do you mean exist instead of exit? Because with exit it's a little confusing. Okay, I'm gonna answer that real quick. I'm gonna pause the Originium Slug tier list to deliver life advice. Yeah, Crown Slayer is a Wraith. The reason for existing is whatever you make it. There is no set in stone reason. Whatever you decide to exist for, that is the meaning of life. The meaning of life is whatever you make it. Anyway, Joseph D, thank you for the $10. Hey, love you, bro. Pray for you. God bless. Thank you. Joseph D, we are currently engaged in the middle of a SLUG tier list, as you can see. The Path of Life cells. I need to look those up. Hold on. Because low-key, I was thinking about them. I was thinking about the Path of Life enemies. I'm just wondering, what cells are you referring to? Because we have the Predator, like the Piranha. We have the Drifter. We have the Depositor, which is definitely not a SLUG. Like you would think that the Ulpianus event has slugs, but there's no enemy that really fits. Yeah, the one that splits, right? That's what I was thinking as well, but do we count that? Do we count the splitting cell as a SLUG? Do we want to count the splitting cell from Path of Life as a SLUG? Okay, by somebody's definition, right, like the user, somebody, they would kind of count the Mizuki jellies. Ooh, the Mizuki jellies. Hold on. Yeah, Izumik's offspring. Low-key, that's kind of a SLUG. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a SLUG. I'm not gonna lie. You're right, that's kind of a SLUG. Hold on, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add the Mizuki jellies. Yeah, it's a spiritual SLUG. It's a spiritual SLUG. Not Izumik himself. Not Izumik himself. I'm thinking about the splitting cells. I don't think those count as a SLUG. I don't think they have what it takes to count as a SLUG. Highmore is also a SLUG. No, Highmore is not a SLUG. I can tell you that. Glaucus is a SLUG. Yeah, I think we're out of slugs, aren't we? I think we're all out of slugs. Mumu's clone before cloning. I don't think that counts, but that's a great idea. You know, I wish the Mumu clone counted as a SLUG. Mini versions of himself. Yeah, do those mini versions count? If we put in the Izumik offspring, do the mini versions of the IS-3 boss count? Okay, let me find that guy. There you go, the Path Shaper Fractal. Demon Blade. Don't we have the Demon Blade already? Like, we put in the Menstrual Blade here, yeah. Do we want to count that guy? I'm not really sure if we want to count the Path Shaper Fractals. Are fractals slugs? Yeah, that's what we're wondering. That's what we're wondering right now. Yeah, it's more like a crocodile than a slug. It's more like a crocodile. It doesn't have the vibe. There you go. It doesn't have the vibe of everyone else here. Everyone else here has a very specific vibe to them, you know? And you know, the Path Shaper, it's not a fractal. No, the crocodiles are not slugs. Frostleaf is not a slug. The little ball things, they're not slugs because they don't move, right? I feel like to be a slug, you have to be like a moving enemy. Collapsals have slugs on their head. Jelly Kid. That's the thing though, Jelly Kid is not really a slug because they spawn Jello. They're the enemy that spawns Jello. So I'm not sure if that counts as a spiritual slug. Dinner. What the fuck? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, dinner would definitely count as a spiritual slug. You're cooking, yeah, dinner would definitely count. In case you guys are wondering, it's this guy. It's the guy from the U event. That's definitely a spiritual slug. Yeah, what do you think, Soulism? Yeah, we're still talking about we're still fucking talking about these slugs. Let me see. I'm looking through the enemy list in the game. Blemish. Let me look up Blemish. That's not a slug. That's not a slug, Blemish. I don't think Blemish is a slug. Nethersea Spewer. That's a hard sell. Nethersea Spewer. That's a hard sell for the spiritual slug tier. And Gorged Hair. No, that's not a slug. We have the Bloodborne spawn already, and that's like that's just like a Bloodborne spawn but better, so it's not really a slug. We have the jellyfish. It's right here. Just came back after school and saw you were streaming. Looks like everyone is having a good time. Yeah, we're having a slug tier list. Don't worry, Zodiac. Everything is under control. I am perfectly in control of everything that's happening right now. I'm debating the Nethersea Spewer. I don't think so. Because, like, the Nethersea Spewer, it's kind of like an upgraded version of the flower here. So... Bloated Beetle Ball. No... fuck. That... yeah, that kinda looks like a slug, honestly. That kinda looks like a slug. Like, if we... yeah, that's a slug ball. Yeah, that's just a fucking slug ball, yeah. Hold on. Okay, it's this one. Like, that's definitely a slug. That looks like it's a ball with a slug shell. So, like, that definitely counts. That definitely counts. So now, what tier do we put it? What tier do we put this one? Chat, what do you think? No, Dolly is not a slug. Leaking Beetle Ball isn't that the same thing? It's the same enemy. I would say Ea, right? Because it's cute, but it's not like this one. This one is way cuter. Like, the spider is way cuter. So maybe Ea is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Ea. Someone mentioned another enemy. Yeah, the Dorothy triangles. That's the one thing we have not reached an agreement on. That's the one thing we did not reach a true agreement on. The Dorothy triangles. I'm gonna put them on the screen real quick. These guys. Are these slugs? Yeah, it acts like a slug, kind of, right? The one thing that prevents me from calling it a slug is the fact that it powers the power armors, right? But then again, the fucking menstruation blades heal the boss, so maybe there's a precedent for a mechanic like that being included. I'm gonna make a poll. I'm gonna make a poll for this. I'm gonna make a poll if we're gonna add the the Dorothy's Vision triangles. Let me start the poll. There we go. I'm gonna put them on the screen so you know what we're talking about. We're talking about this thing. Let me just pull this out so I can look at everything. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of you want the metal blobs on the list. I'm seeing a lot of you want the metal blobs on the list. I'm gonna wait for more votes, though. Do you think High Priest is a slug or it's definitely a Wraith? It's definitely a Wraith, the High Priest. Gummy, thank you for the €2 again. I know who you are. Thanks. I know who I am as well. Alright, wait, did Renegade say something? Yeah, I saw Renegade in chat. I saw he sent a meme. Unfortunately, no, we can't put your inner demons on the list. That's not a slug. So, I mean, I would hope they're not slugs, actually. You know, I stand corrected. I would hope they're not slugs, your inner demons. Okay, I'm gonna wait for like 7... Okay, why am I waiting? Yeah, you people want the fucking metal blobs on the list. Okay, let me add them real quick. There you go. And we've reached the 2 rows. It's right here. Kuro is right here. Kuro is right here. It's already on the list. Hex the Colossus. Hold on. I don't think that's a slug. I don't think the Hex the Colossus is a slug. I'm gonna go out on a whim and say that. Yeah, are your inner demons slugs or wraiths? Do we add Wishadel? Is Wishadel a slug? Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it, chat. I think we have concluded the slug tier list. The Revenant. Hold on. Hold on. Who... Oh, wait, the Revenant. The fucking... Wishadel Salmon. No, we're not including the Wishadel Salmon in the SLUG tier list. Skadi is... Yeah, there you go. Wishadel is a gloom pincer. There you go. Wishadel is a crab. There you go. There's three categories. There's three categories in Arknights. There's SLUG, there's Wraith, and there's crab. Wishadel falls under the crab category. No, because this and this are literally the same thing. Like, this and this are literally the same enemy. But this is not this. These are different. But these are literally the same enemy. What's the difference between slugs and gloom pincer when slugs can also have legs? The gloom pincers have pincers. There you go, that's your difference. Okay, I think we put every slug in the game. We even put fucking Glaucus here in C tier. Everyone agreed for the C tier. This was a fun stream. I think I'm gonna conclude it here. We can't get much better than the fucking SLUG tier list. I think we should conclude it here. Plus, my throat hurts. My throat actually hurts from talking. So I'll probably end it here. Yeah, I'll show this to my Discord server. I'll show this on, like, Twitter or something. Alright, people. Oh... You fuckers, I know who that person is. Thank you for the €2, Kami. Tell me in DMs. Now that the stream is over, tell me in DMs. Bye bye everyone. Max out your Gummy. It's been it's been very fun.